life is short. It's full of surprises, and a lot of what happens is just luck. Out in the universe, life is rare. That makes your life special. You have a chance to shape it, to make something meaningful out of it. Life is more than just growing up or chasing goals. It's about becoming a better person. People have been trying to figure that out since the beginning of time. What does it mean to be better? Is it about getting rich, being powerful, being famous, learning everything there is to know? No. Being better is about what's inside. It's about kindness, patience, and thinking about others. It's about learning from your mistakes and wanting to do good, and the road to becoming better. That road is the point of life itself. So how do we start something this deep? It might sound really serious, but honestly, all it takes is being real with yourself. That sounds easy, but it's not. It's hard to be honest in every action, not just in words. You don't need a big moment to change. Sometimes, life-changing thoughts just come to you when you're quiet or thinking. And those little thoughts, they can help you grow. When we learn from others, through talking, reading, or listening, we should also listen to ourselves. When we let other people's ideas mix with our own inner voice, that's when we truly grow. That's where change starts. As we get to know ourselves better, we see all the parts are. Some are good, some we might not like, but that's where we grow. If we want to change, we have to admit what's wrong first. Humility, being humble, is what helps us get through this journey. Being humble, kind, and understanding isn't something you do in big, dramatic ways. It's small things. Helping someone, saying sorry, thinking before you speak. Every day gives us a chance to do better. How we treat people, how we handle hard times, even how we talk to ourselves. These are chances to be kind and improve. Think about just listening. Everyone's talking, but not many people are really listening. Paying attention to someone and hearing them is a huge gift. It helps you understand them and makes them feel seen. And in doing that, you open your own heart. You let in love, patience, and healing. But being better isn't always easy. We mess up. We get scared. We're tempted to do the easy thing, not the right thing. That's when we need to be strong, to keep going even when it's hard. We can only grow by facing these tough moments. So let's walk this road together. Let's try to be kind, patient, and understanding. This journey isn't about a faraway place. It's about knowing who you really are deep down. When you grow into someone who is kind and thoughtful, you really start to live. You bring out the best in yourself. And as one wise person once said, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Take that step now. Start looking inside yourself. Look at the world with fresh eyes. Every time you act with love or care, you're making your life better. You're also making the world better. Life is like a big weave-in of threads. Every act of kindness or love is one of those threads. All together, they make something beautiful. Remember what the poet Rumi said, "Let yourself be drawn by what you love." When we follow our hearts, we find our true path. So let's keep going. Let love and kindness guide us to a better future. When today ends, think about what you did. What went right? What could be better? And as you sleep, dream of the world you want to help build, one filled with peace and kindness. Let that dream give you strength tomorrow. Make something great with your life. not something rich or shiny, but something full of heart. As Rumi said, your task isn't to look for love, but to find where you blocked it off. Deep inside is a place where you can grow. That's where purpose lives. Let's keep going, helping each other become better, kinder people. When you wake up, greet the day with a curious heart. Be open to learning and growing. That's how we become better. That's how we find light in a world that sometimes feels dark. Don't forget what Socrates said. The unexamined life is not worth living. Look at yourself. Ask questions. That's how you grow. That's how you start to change. So keep adding threads of kindness to this life. Like Rumi said, you are the whole ocean in a drop. You're bigger than you think. And when we understand how connected we all are, we see the beauty of life, and we help save it. Langston Hughes once said, "Hold on to dreams. Dreams show us a better world. They give us something to aim for." And Maya Angelou said, "When you learn, teach. You get, give." That's how we grow, by lifting each other up. Remember, you're more than just one person. You carry many hopes, many feelings. You are a world of ideas. Be proud of that, and share it. Einstein told us, never stop being curious. When we ask questions, we keep growing. We become more than we were yesterday. And as Confucius said, it doesn't matter how slow you go, as long as you don't stop. Just keep walking, step by step. The poet Rumi said, "The wound is where the light enters. The pain you feel, that's how you grow. That's where the change starts." Langston Hughes also spoke of rivers, of their age, beauty, and history. Nature reminds us how deep life really is. And Carl Sagan said, "We're all made of star stuff. That means you're part of something huge and amazing." Keep listening to your heart. Let it speak. It knows the way. Even when things feel quiet or hard, your heart is still guiding you. Confucius also said that if we want the world to be better, we have to start with ourselves. That means making peace in your own heart first. When you do that, the world starts to change around you. So, once again, let life be stitched together with love and care. Let that be your masterpiece. You are not alone. We're all in this together. Yet reflection alone is not enough. A life examined must also become a life expressed. Thought has to turn into motion, or else our insights dry up and our character stalls. Imagine a tree, roots deep in the soil of contemplation, branches stretching into the sunlight of action. Without both, the tree withers. Your personal growth is the same. Every realization you reach needs a corresponding deed, no matter how small. An email sent, a promise kept, a habit broken. Each concrete act is a vote for the person you mean to become. To structure that change, adopt simple disciplines. Begin the morning with silence. 2 minutes of focused breathing before you pick up your phone. In the calm, set one intention for the day. It might be as plain as speak gently when stressed, or finish the lingering task. Write it down. That single sentence is a compass. At night, review whether you lived by it. Success or failure is less important than honesty. Over weeks, patterns emerge. You will see where you resist, where you excel, and what triggers your lapses. Next, cultivate gratitude. The human mind is tuned to threats, an evolutionary inheritance. Without effort, we obsess over lacks, slights, and unfinished business. Gratitude rewires that bias. Keep a ledger. 3 specific things you gained today. Not cliches like family or health, but details. My daughter's laugh at breakfast. The bus driver waited as I ran. sunlight on the office wall. These little riches accumulate, forming an emotional savings account you can withdraw from during adversity. Service is the third pillar. Philosopher Martin Buber wrote that there are two fundamental ways to meet the world: the I-it, where other people are instruments, and the I-thou, where other people are ends in themselves. Choose the second way. Volunteer, mentor, or simply attend to the unnoticed labor that keeps households and workplaces functional. Empty a dishwasher, fix a spreadsheet error, pick up litter on the sidewalk. Invisible maintenance is the glue of civilization. Perform it gladly, and you strengthen both society and self-respect. None of this guarantees a pain-free path. You will still lose jobs, lovers, youth, and illusions. Stoic teacher Epictetus reminded his students that external events lie outside our control. Only judgment is ours to shape. Train that judgment. When hardship strikes, label the facts without adjectives. Instead of, "I failed tragically," say, "The project didn't meet its target." Such linguistic precision creates psychological space. Into that space, pour constructive questions. What variable did I neglect? What skill can I sharpen? Whom can I consult? Resilience is analysis married to action. Sometimes the obstacle is internal: anxiety, anger, or apathy. Neuroscience shows that emotions pulse through the body as waves lasting about 90 seconds. If you meet them with curiosity, they crest and subside. If you ruminate, telling yourself stories about betrayal or doom, the wave refreshes and becomes chronic. Practice the 90-second rule. Feel the surge. Name it: sadness, rage, worry, and breathe. Let the timer run out. Then choose your next move deliberately. Learning needs its own system, too. Adopt a portfolio approach, a primary domain that anchors your expertise, a secondary skill that cross-pollinates, and a wild card interest that keeps you playful. A software engineer might study psychology to design humane interfaces and practice sketching for visual thinking. Schedule reading sprints, 25 minutes with a printed book, phone in another room. After the sprint, jot 2 sentences summarizing the key idea. Over a year, those summaries become a personal encyclopedia. Interdependence completes the picture. Individual excellence means little if it never ripples outward. Build circles of mutual development. In a mastermind group, 5 peers meet monthly to share goals, report progress, and troubleshoot obstacles. Each voice is mirror and catalyst. In a learning salon, a few neighbors discuss one essay, poem, or data set over coffee. The text is a springboard. The real topic is how different minds make sense of one signal. These gatherings revive the ancient agora, public thinking made personal again. Technology can aid or erode that spirit. Social networks promise connection, yet reward outrage. Use them consciously. Follow people who teach. Mute accounts that only provoke. Before posting, ask, will this help someone think, laugh, or act wiser? If not, draft privately, then delete. A digital footprint should be a trail of breadcrumbs leading others toward insight, not a wildfire of half-formed sparks. Remember also to rest. Hustle culture tricks you into treating exhaustion as a badge. Biology disagrees. Sleep is neural housekeeping. During deep phases, the brain shuttles toxins out of tissue and consolidates memory. Skip it, and you erode judgment faster than any competitor can sabotage you. Guard bedtime like a sacred appointment. Dim screens, drop the thermostat, and let silence reclaim the room. Morning clarity is earned in advance. Movement is another non-negotiable. The body is not a vehicle merely carrying a brain. It is part of cognition. Walk while pondering problems. Muscles pumping increase blood flow, delivering glucose and oxygen that forge new synapses. Many breakthroughs arrived on foot. Darwin pacing the sandwalk. Nikola Tesla roaming city blocks to visualize circuits. Your local park can host revolutions of thought if you lace your shoes and invite them. Art feeds the soul where logic cannot reach. Attend a street musician. Read haiku. Stare at clouds. Beauty recalibrates ambition by reminding us that value can exist without utility. You do not need to monetize every hobby. Sometimes, singing in the shower is enough proof that consciousness is worthwhile. Culture, however, is not static. It evolves through critique. When you encounter art or policy that offends, respond with creation, not just complaint. Write an alternative, paint another angle, draft a bill. The answers you wish existed are waiting for your hands. History sits beside you, offering mentorship across centuries. Study Frederick Douglass to learn rhetorical courage. Study Jane Goodall to witness patience. Study Alan Turing to understand intellectual integrity under persecution. Their biographies convert abstract virtues into flesh, showing that greatness is possible and costly, but replicable. Environment shapes possibilities. If you spend evenings with cynics, optimism becomes naive. Choose contexts that align with your highest standards. That may require relocation, switching a workplace, a city, a digital forum. Design space intentionally. Place books on desks, fruit on countertops, and musical instruments within arm's reach. Your surroundings will nudge choices before willpower engages. Money matters, though not as score, but as fuel. Manage it like energy. Store some for winter, invest some for growth, and spend some on joy that amplifies gratitude. Research shows that buying experiences, shared meals, travel, classes, yields more lasting happiness than acquiring objects. Also, give away a percentage. Charity converts surplus into meaning, reminding you that wealth is stewardship, not identity. Political engagement extends kindness to structures. Vote in local elections. They govern the streets you walk. Study proposed laws beyond slogans. Advocate calmly, using data and stories, not insults. Democracy is fragile, held together by everyday conversations where citizens agree to treat rivals as legitimate. Protect that norm. Global awareness rounds the perspective. Your cell phone contains cobalt mined in Congo, code written in India, and design language refined in California. Consumption is collaboration across borders, whether you acknowledge it or not. Therefore, cultivate informed empathy. Read journalism from regions unlike your own. Donate to disaster relief. Learn greetings in multiple languages. Each act affirms that humanity is a single experiment in survival. Still, amidst grand visions, cherish microjoys, the snap of celery, the scent of rain on asphalt, the click when a puzzle piece fits. These sensations anchor you to present, the only arena where agency operates. Periodically audit your legacy. Imagine a memoir written by a skeptical friend. Would the chapters display coherence, courage, and cheer? If gaps appear, alter course now. Reputation is the shadow of repeated choices, and you cast it whether you intend to or not. Accept death without morbid obsession. Finite life grants urgency. Samurai practiced death awareness so that fear would not paralyze them in battle. You can mirror that wisdom by asking each morning, if this were the last sunrise I saw, What unfinished kindness deserves attention? Let the answer steer your schedule. Forgiveness liberates stagnant history. To forgive is not to excuse harm, but to reclaim energy trapped in reliving it. Write a letter you never send, stating the wound and the lesson learned. Then burn it or bury it. Ritual enforces closure when emotions resist. Humor oxygenates the climb. Laugh at petty frustrations, spilled coffee, missed buses, autocorrect mishaps. Comedy reframes misfortune as anecdote, placing you back in authorship of the narrative. Share the joke. Shared laughter welds community. Mindfulness and ambition need not conflict. Approach goals with the serenity prayer. Change what you can, accept what you cannot, and hone the wisdom to distinguish the two. Measure progress, celebrate increments, and adapt methods without indicting your worth. Mentorship is lineage. Seek mentors who challenge, not flatter. Offer mentorship to those behind you on the trail. Teaching reveals blind spots in your own understanding, turning generosity into double-edged growth. Continual refinement defines craftsmanship. A violinist repeats scales. A coder refactors loops. A gardener prunes branches. Apply the same patience to shaping self. Edit your principles annually. Remove outdated rules. Add nuanced clauses. Constitutions evolve. So can personal ethics. Spirituality, if you embrace it, functions as a lens rather than a doctrine. Whether you pray, meditate, or contemplate cosmic evolution, the goal is to experience transcendence, a moment when the boundary between self and universe thins. These glimpses refresh resolve to act lovingly when the vision fades. Relationships thrive on attention to pronouns. Replace I with we during collaborative tasks. Reserve I for owning faults. Speaking this way trains the brain to perceive partnership, not rivalry. Conflict, when skillful, clarifies truth. Use nonviolent communication. Observe without judgment, state feelings, express needs, request concrete actions. This framework turns arguments into joint problem-solving sessions. Digital minimalism protects cognition. Set one day each month as a tech Sabbath. No screens, no alerts. Observe the craving to check devices and let it pass. In the quiet, senses sharpen. Creativity resurfaces. Nature is a patient tutor. Hike a trail and notice succession, how pioneer species pave the way for hardwood forests. Ecosystems illustrate cooperation, resilience, and timescales that mock human hurry. Apply that perspective to career planning and family disputes alike. Celebrate milestones. Mark the first year of sobriety with a campfire, the 10th anniversary with handwritten vows, the completion of a marathon with a breakfast feast. Ritual embeds achievement in memory, fueling the next ascent. Language sculpts reality. Replace I must with I choose, and obligation transforms into agency. Swap I can't for I won't, exposing decision beneath excuse. Speak precisely. Thought follows. Silence can be eloquent. In negotiation, a pause invites the other party to fill the void, often revealing real priorities. In friendship, shared silence signals trust deeper than chatter. Articulate a personal mission in one sentence under 15 words. Brevity forces clarity. Revisit it quarterly. Let it steer the yes and no that carve your calendar. Remember the adjacent possible, a term from biologist Stuart Kaufman. Innovation emerges from combining existing components in novel ways. Apply this to your identity. Merge hobbies, cultures, and skills until a new self-portrait appears. Cultivate a library of rescue phrases, short reminders that snap you out of spirals. Examples. Some evidence is not all evidence. Feelings are data, not directives. Breathe into the count of 4. Keep them on paper in your wallet. Embrace iterative experimentation. Life planning is not a one-shot blueprint, but a series of beta tests. Prototype a career by shadowing a practitioner for a week. Prototype a lifestyle by renting in a new city for a month. Gather feedback, pivot, and launch again. Finally, honor wonder. The fact that atoms learned to observe themselves through the lens of your consciousness is staggering. Let that awe temper cynicism. When bureaucratic errands drain you, you are a constellation of ancient particles, briefly bonded by physics into a thinking pattern. Paperwork then becomes a footnote in the saga of existence. Carry these insights forward. No manifesto is useful unless lived. Begin now with the nearest possibility. Perhaps a glass of water for hydration, a stretch for posture, a compliment for morale. Momentum snowballs. Year by year, the compounded effect of small, deliberate actions will sculpt a legacy more durable than monuments. You will leave behind improved systems, encouraged minds, and healed hearts. That is what it means to win the lottery of existence responsibly. So step again onto the path. Let curiosity light it. Let kindness smooth it. Let resilience keep you there until the end credits roll. The script is yours to write. Now, take a breath and begin the work.